to our debate this evening. Has the UPA scored a self-goal and made Baba Ramdev a hero? Let me start with Kiran Bedi. Kiran, this was meant to be about real issues. It was meant to be about how to uproot corruption. It seems to have become the theatre of the absurd. No matter which way you look at it, there are camps within camps, there are a clash of ideologies, and there is what happened last night, a very dramatic unfolding of events which almost everybody has criticized. Now it seems like the Lokpal bill that your campaign was championing for also stands on the verge of collapse. Why has your panel, in a sense, decided to boycott the talks tomorrow, the talks with the government?
Well, there's been increase in the trust deficit of yesterday. Saying something, not implementing. There has been revival of, in a way, it's a revival of trust deficit. How much can you trust the continuing negotiations? And secondly is, I think this is the key, but secondly is the issues which they've sent to the chief ministers and a lot of political parties. The 6 key issues which the chairman, Mr. Pranab Mukherjee, sent, that should the judiciary be included, should the prime minister be included, should the same law be applied to all the Lok Ayuks also, and then certain disciplinary issues. There are about 6 issues, key issues. The lower bureaucracy from joint secretary to bottom. I think the committee wants to know, where does these members stand for? Are you, and then because the discussions are so opaque, the people are not getting to know and they're not sharing. It's all once in a while Arvind says it or somebody, Shanti Bhushan says it, you know it. But let it be live because the country needs to know, because the overwhelming population wants Prime Minister to be included, because Prime Minister's office, Prime Minister could hold one day many independent. But
you would remember that Baba Ramdev, interestingly, did not want the Prime Minister to be included within the ambit of the Lokpal. I want you to talk about what happened last night and what we are seeing unfolding ever since.
But that we clarified with Baba Ramdev. Saying, did you categorically say that you are against Prime Minister and the judiciary? He said, no, it's been twisted. मैंने तो ये कहा था कि इस पर विचार अच्छा चर्चा होनी चाहिए. He never said no.
But what about the letter? What about the letter that was released by Kapil Sibal, basically insinuating that Baba Ramdev had actually struck up a deal with the government even before he went on that fast?
It looks like that. Otherwise, why would these ministers go there? It looks like whose deal? I think it's been a deal within a deal, and some things are absolutely opaque. That's why Anna Hazare wants to talk to Baba and clarify certain issues before they share a dais ever in the future, which could be possible if things are clarified. But if things are not clarified, Anna goes the neutral way, the way he's been.
That's interesting. You're saying you do have some tough questions for Baba Ramdev as well. I'll ask you in a moment what those questions are, but we're looking at the political fallout of what happened in the last 24 hours. I want to go to Devinder Sharma. He's been part of the negotiations in the last week with the government. Devinder, the government and Kapil Sibal in specific held a press conference holding up a letter written by one of Baba Ramdev's key aides suggesting that Baba Ramdev had signed off onto an agreement even before he began that fast. They're now turning around and saying that Baba Ramdev reneged on his own, in a sense, promise to the government. And in any case, the permissions were for a yoga shivir camp. Not that anybody believed that, but now they're falling back on that technicality that the permissions were for a yoga shivir camp and not for a political event that would be linked to the RSS and the VHP. Your response, Devinder?
Well, let me start with the last question first. You know, when Kapil Sibal says that, you know, the permission was granted for a yoga camp and not for a dharna or for a anshan or for a fast, I want to know one thing. When the 4 ministers went to receive Ramdev at the airport, didn't they know that he is going to sit on a fast? And on the 3rd, when we went into negotiations at the Hotel Claridge's, didn't they know that we were sitting on a fast? At no stage did they mention that you have to vacate that place because you did not seek permission for it. Now let me come to the other point. You know, this entire issue of letter, let me, as somebody who was a witness to it, let me now present it before you. When we went to the Claridge's, after long discussions, we had 6 hours of round of discussion, as we all know. They were the ups and downs. Swami Ramdev, I think I've seen from the few negotiations that I sat through, that he has a remarkable ability not to annoy anyone, which I think is something which I can't do it, for instance.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone. Fastest scorecard. special analysis, and much more. Download free. NDTV.com/apps.